One of my favorite things about ReZero, and honestly the isekai genre in general, is the amount of world building that's able to be put into these series. And what I mean by world building is, not just the size of the world or the amount of countries within that world, because objectively, by those standards, ReZero has a very small level of world building and a very small world around it, as there's only 4 nations because the witch destroyed the world 400 years ago. What I mean by lore building is more so the things that have happened, the things that encompass the lore and the history of that world. Also to mention the mystery surrounding those things, and I believe ReZero does this better than almost any other series out there. ReZero is able to heavily tie its history and mystery, as the history of ReZero honestly plays into the timeline and the overall plot of the show very heavily, something I feel like a lot of isekais don't tap into, at least to the level that ReZero does. What exactly I mean by this is the constant questioning of what really happened 400 years ago, and the mystery that's still tied to Satella and the events of the Witch of Envy. There's so much stuff that we still really don't have a full answer to this far into the series. I think this is also strengthened by the fact that we have a main character such as Subaru, an average, relatively ordinary human being thrown into this magical world, whereas most MCs and main characters already have a connection and are extremely strong off rip. It's safe to say that Subaru is just as confused as we are. Tie this into the fact that Subaru goes through multiple timelines where he only remembers, it leaves us feeling, extra connected with him. Also the fact that ReZero ties Subaru to his original world still, and we still get to see Subaru interact with his parents and get the closure he needed with them. Which honestly, stuff like this leads the door open to even more theories, as to which a lot of people still think there's a chance Subaru can go back to Earth or, see his parents again by the end of the series. Actually touching up on that mystery surrounding, how Subaru left Earth and how he got to Lagunica is something I feel ReZero is actually going to answer one day, and something I feel it does better than, most isekai out there. All in all, what I'm trying to say basically is that this ability to mix, a time looping timeline with an ordinary main character in this world of all this crazy stuff with so much lore is something I feel ReZero uniquely does that really puts it above so many other series. Or maybe I shouldn't say uniquely does, but executes this idea much better than most isekai out there. All of this combined makes the ReZero universe and world feel big, where most mystery series can, fall into the habit of, falling short or feeling like it didn't live up to the hype. I feel like ReZero is able to keep up this hype and keep up this mystery, even though we're so far into the series at this point. But yeah, what do you guys think? I love ReZero, I love the lore, I love the world building. It's honestly probably what made it my favorite series, but yeah, peace.